So there's a lot of beginners that really have a lot of problems and a lot of questions when it comes to creating a product-based business or a product-based side hustle, and you start getting into it and you run into all kinds of problems like, oh, what's my niche? Dude, I can decide my niche. There's so many niches. I can go after real estate, realtors. I can go after car dealerships. I can go after chiropractors. I can go after e-com. I can go after beauty and fashion. I can go after XYZ, XYZ, and people just kind of keep on. And so they kind of get into this uh, paralysis by analysis mode where 3 months go by and they still ain't making progress because guess what? They're trying to nail a niche and they don't know how to nail the niche, and because they don't know how to nail the niche, they can't nail the niche because they can't get themselves to nail the niche because they're not sure how to nail the niche. You see how that paralysis occurs just because they keep over analyzing. Now that's real. And the other thing is that trips up kind of beginners trying to do that also is just not being able to nail down the ideal client avatar. And you can get into all these kinds of buzzwordy jargon type things and concepts. What's my unique selling proposition? Ooh, don't get me started on unique selling proposition. But let, let's just stick to the basic ideal client avatar. All right, maybe they get tripped up on the ideal client avatar. Uh, so it's kind of like people then start playing this kind of 5D chess with themselves, and they are actually psyching themselves out of making progress with their product business. So my recommendation to cut through all that noise and to get through all that stuff is just create a product. Seriously, just create a product. What it's gonna do is it's gonna get rid of the doubts, questions you have about the niche, doubt questions you have about the ideal client avatar, and any other 5D chess, jargon, buzzwords, whatever things. Because here's what happens when you create a product. When you create a product, now you need to sell it. But a product cannot be, obviously, cannot be something that caters to 2,000 different niches, especially a product that you're gonna create as a beginner. It's not gonna be something that can work for 2,000 different niches. For example, if you create an ebook, let me just give you a quick little ebook example that I created. The book Solopreneur Profit Machines, how to grow a business as a one-person solopreneur and scale it to millions. Now, immediately, that's not a book that somebody that's trying to work on fitness should read. Like, that's not, it doesn't cut it, it doesn't do anything for that niche. It's not a book that's gonna teach a mom how to be a better parent, because that's plainly not covered by the title and the contents or whatever. It's not a book that's gonna teach you how to become a great chef. It's also not a book that's gonna teach you how to hit the slopes and ski like a world champion. It's also not a book that's gonna teach you how to play the game of football, because nowhere does it mention the game of football. So immediately by creating a product, I've just narrowed down on a niche almost without thinking about it. I didn't have to think like, oh, who is my niche? What's my niche when I was creating a product? You just create a product. The product, by virtue of its components and features, it's gonna appeal to certain niches and not to others. So, for example, this book can appeal to somebody that's trying to build an online business, can appeal to a solopreneur, can appeal to a guy that wants to do drop shipping. It can appeal to somebody that wants to do affiliate marketing. But it's not going to appeal to somebody that's trying to take a vacation to Thailand and see the best sites, because nowhere does it mention traveling to Thailand in that, in that book, and in the general schematic. It's not gonna appeal to somebody that wants to learn how to be a race car driver, because nowhere does it mention that. So by creating a product, you immediately, because a product is limited in scope, so it automatically narrows down on a certain niche or on certain niches, and so that takes away the entire problem of niching. And now when it comes time to sell the product, you just need to figure out who is the kind of person that would find this product useful based on the actual features of the product. Now, the other thing is it solves the problem of ideal client, because by the same token, because the product is limited in scope, it's also limited in the kinds of people, the demographics of the people that could get value from the product and I would find it useful. And so now we've solved two big problems in one fell swoop. And we've actually solved a lot of other problems. And what we can actually do is now just go and sell that product and put that product out in the market. So there's a lot of thought and analysis and questions that can really trip you up and stop you from getting out there in the market. But what I suggest is to cut through all that, guys, with your product business, your product side hustle, your efforts at product, is just create a product and don't make it a big product. Create a small product, a tiny product, something that ideally you can create within 2 weeks or even 30 days. If you find yourself working on a product for like 5 months, you're probably doing it wrong. You're trying to create a product for the entire world. As a beginner, don't do that. When you are Elon Musk, when you are Jeff Bezos, fine. You can create AWS and create a product for the entire world. You can create Tesla and create a product for all the world. As a beginner, be a little bit less ambitious. Create something you can create within 2 weeks. Create a small product and you solve all these big thought questions and you actually start making